And this is what attracts people in our world of need and want to the delusion of life. And the Buddha, after many years of meditation and thinking, said that the cause of all problems was sorrow, the sadness that we all have. And this sadness was caused by the presence of desire. When you have desire, it makes you restless. As soon as desire rises in you, it makes you restless. And until that desire is fulfilled, you feel a sense of dissatisfaction, like life is not going correctly. Life is not going the way it's supposed to go. So he said that he prescribed an eightfold path of right meditation, right exertion, right action, and so on, which would eliminate desire. But can desire be eliminated totally? Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Desires are nothing other than thought. And when we are creating pictures of satisfaction in the future, we are just asserting that the present moment is not good enough for me. What I have right now doesn't work. It's not making me happy. And only when I get something else, when I manifest that company, that money, that grandchild, that love affair, whatever it is that we hanker after, will I be happy? And in this video, he asks you to imagine that you have it. And get that feeling first. And that is the feeling of not expectation, but what I refer to as, and there is a video that I'll point you to called Expectation versus Expectancy. Expectancy is the feeling that everything you need has been provided for you already. You have everything that you need to live a complete life right this minute. And I would rather live in a bubble of expectancy than drag myself into imaginings and fantasy. As it is, our world is nothing is reliable. Things come, things go, right? We always in the sense of, I have it now, but how long is it going to last? And when is it going to leave? And what happens if it leaves? We're always thinking in that. We're trying to hold on to whatever it is that we have so much. We want so much for ourselves. We're unable to let it all go. What is the reality? The reality does not exist in dreams. If it did, that would be wonderful. It seems wonderful as long as we're dreaming, right? As long as we're dreaming, it's all working, all kinds of things are happening. The things that you never imagined are happening. And then you wake up and you say, oh my God, I have my life. I have to do whatever it is that I have to do. It is always good to look towards the future as if it's moving towards you. Not that it's something in the distant future, somewhere ahead of you that is elusive, that you can't reach, and that you have to imagine in order to reach. But in a way, the only way you can see the future is if you imagine. Because really, the future does not exist. It never has. It's all in your head. Mm-hmm. You think that time consists of me here, and that was behind me, time gone by, and time that is yet to come, and you are in the middle. And it's as if time has always existed and you've been placed there. But it's actually the opposite. Time is coming towards you and moving away. You're still here in the middle. You were always in the present moment. There was no escaping it. You were right here at all times. At any time, can you say I'm in the past? Except as a memory. Can you? No. Never. Can any time you say that, in the future, I'm in the future. I'm going to get this in the future. Yes, you might not. To think you are a prince in a castle, to build castles in the air, is to give yourself false promise. And this is the problem I have with religion too, that you invest now so that in the future, you'll go to heaven and you'll be dancing with angels. Who knows this? Who knows this? Who has seen the angels who can bring back a single angel? I know nothing of the future. I know nothing of what's going to happen when I die. I remember my past a little bit. Most of it I forget. I don't remember what happens yesterday. I was just telling everybody that. And if names, forget it. I don't remember any names. Everybody's name escapes me nowadays. All I know is I'm here now. This moment, if you fill it with expectancy rather than expectation. When you have desires, you say that, okay, maybe, I'll have a grandchild in the future, or I'll have a house by the beach, or I'll travel to Colombia, or I'll go climb up a Mount Everest, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And those are wonderful things to have. And we can imagine that we have it all. But I would much rather, instead of living in a world of imaginings, live in the moment with the feeling that what you need, what you have, is perfect. This makes the moment so much more satisfying. Yeah. And you can make the future, whatever this future you think is somewhere there that's heading towards you. It's like a ball rolling towards you, right? This future is coming at you. But it all depends on what you do now. The seeds that you plant now. The way that you feel now. Because the way that you feel now is the only way you're going to feel. Right? It's not going to change. Nothing makes a difference. What you feel now is all that matters. You have to be cognizant of this moment. Is this moment filled with restlessness? Because if there's restlessness, there are desires rising. And while desires must rise, if desires didn't rise, you wouldn't eat, you wouldn't move, you wouldn't sleep, you wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't have a motivation to do a thing, right? Desires must rise. But the feverishness, the sense of trying to grab things, to take things, to make the most of things. The greed and the idea that you're trying to possess a part of a flowing river. Life is like a flowing river. It's not static. It keeps going. And you're trying to hold on to one part of it and say, oh my God, when I have this part of it, it's going to be all fine. But it's all going to flow and it's going to mix with everything else and it's gone. What of your desires? You think that when your desires are quenched, that no desire will rise again? Does it ever happen that you eat one piece of chocolate cake and you're perfectly happy in your life, you don't desire another piece? No. Never. Never. Desires by their very nature make you restless. Make you restless. To try to manifest money in the future success and fame in the future is like building a castle in the air. What are you trying to do? There is no future. There is nothing in the future. There is only this moment. See, if I haven't taught you anything, if you understand that there is only this moment, this is the moment, I have everything that I need, and whatever I'm seeking, I am that. If this understanding comes, you really don't need anything, no help from anybody. There is that sense of, you come back to it and feel as if you're full, as if you've had a wonderful meal, as if you've got this beautiful roof over your head. The blessing that you feel when you have a sense of expectancy. It doesn't kill everything, it doesn't kill the enthusiasm in you. You see, when there's expectancy, it doesn't kill the enthusiasm in you. It sparks it. Because every action that you commit to gives rise to so much. You're planting seeds and flowers will bloom. Flowers will bloom. The sadness, the disappointments that come from expectation, from thinking I'm going to marry the richest man, and from feeling sad when 5 years later he leaves you high and dry and goes away, or thinking that I'm going to, make so much money and it doesn't really come. The success doesn't really come. It's not that satisfying. It's so time consuming that you don't have time to breathe and enjoy your life. Then you begin to wonder, what am I here for? What am I here for? What am I chasing? Chase the desires that keep you well. It doesn't mean that if you are on a spiritual path and I'm asking you to live your life with a sense of expectancy, I'm not saying don't do anything. Not in the least. You must always remember that inaction is not an option. This moment is where you bring everything into. You bring your prayer, you bring your God, you bring your family, you bring all of it that's happening. Everything that's happening is important, and it's happening now. What you do now, especially when you're in a crisis, you can certainly plan, but how things pan out might be different. Might be quite different from what you planned. And most people I see, especially in a corporate world, they plan and they plan and they plan and they plan, and then there's the launch, and the launch happens, and whatever happens with the launch happens, right? The results come if the effort is good behind it. If you meditate every day, if you do your breathing every day, you will have the peace. Life will get less gripping. You will be able to catch yourself and come back to the sense of completeness. Isn't that more important? To come back quickly. To come back quickly. We cannot escape everything. There are people hurling insults at us. There are children giving us so much trouble. Everybody's pulling us in different directions. Our health is failing. So much is happening. We want to be home with our kids, but we're off to Europe and Colombia. That's life, right? So much happens that we can't control. But to always bounce back to center quickly, so that you don't consume your life thinking, I'm here, but I want to be somewhere else. I have this, but I want something else. To always want what isn't there. To be unable to accept the situation as it is. Without judging, without castigating yourself, without beating yourself up. You are neither a success or a failure. And just, earning a salary or getting your name in some paper doesn't make you any better than anybody else. The person that is to be admired is one who is happy regardless. Not too happy, but not sad either, not crying every moment. Somewhere in the middle. I'm not happy, I'm not sad, no matter what happens. Yes, I'm sad for a minute, but I come back to the center. Because on whose behalf am I sad? On the behalf, what is getting sad in this body? Is it my body? Is it my knee, my hand? Sure, my knee hurts, my hip hurts. I have a cold. I had a tooth implant. But that's my body. Am I going to be sad? Am I going to say, oh, woe is me? Poor me. That is not me. That is happening in me. That understanding, that moving from being the experiencer of life to the Sakshi, the observer of life. The witness of life, the witness of consciousness of you witness what is happening. It is a small shift. It's really very subtle. It can happen at any minute. At any minute. And you want to know what is enlightenment? This is it. This is enlightenment. And it's available to you. It's available to each one of you. To live this moment with faith, courage, and gratitude. Moment to moment. Faith that you have everything you need. Don't believe faith that God has sent you on earth to do his bidding. No. Faith that you have everything you need. Courage to deal with whatever comes up. Whatever comes up. Lots of stuff comes up. And gratitude for being right here, right now. These three things at any minute can bring you back from whatever you're going through and whatever unhappiness you are in. I'm not a person who asks you to dream of manifesting wealth in your mind. Feel the abundance right now. Feel the abundance. You have everything. Everything. That feeling of expectancy, of fullness, of a seed waiting to burst, that is priceless. Om Namah Shivaya. Hey everyone, thanks for visiting my channel, and if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and turn on notifications so I can continue to bring you more content just like this on knowledge, on meditation, and on insights for a happy life. Don't forget, happiness is your birthright.